what up, people? Relatively Speaking Pod, episode 17. Good to be back.
17.
Crazy, dude. And I will say, I definitely missed not doing it last week. So thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about not having last week's episode.
Yeah.
But before I left on a little hiatus, a little vacation,
Sabbatical.
we had Galibe on for episode 16. That got some real awesome feedback.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were stoked on that. He was an amazing guest for us to have. So thanks again, Galibe, for doing that one.
Our duo became a trio.
Yes. And we are going to be hanging out more often, making pizzas, talking foie gras. And yeah, that was an awesome one. So good to be back. Just the original bros.
The boys.
And stoked for another episode.
Yeah,
What's
man.
going on, man? Anything new since I saw you last night?
My taxes are done.
Hell yeah.
The
Same.
government owed me money, which is great. That's the
Yeah.
way it should be.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Daddy Trump's going to be giving us some more money soon. That's
Yeah.
a possibility with this homeschool family act thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
There's a potential for, I've heard different things. I've heard between like $1,000 a kid and $10,000 a kid,
Yeah.
which who knows
Dang.
if any of that's true. But
I think the only number I heard was the 10,000 number, but I wasn't thinking of that as per kid.
that's the,
I
well,
thought it was like you could write off 10 grand for being a homeschool parent, but if it
No,
starts to get to per kid, and
I think
even
it's
if
like a not a stimulus, but like
Yeah.
what
That'd
they
be
did during
gnarly.
COVID. Remember
Yeah.
when they just like gave you money?
yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah,
Bring back COVID. Just that part.
just the free
Make
money
COVID
part.
great again.
Hey, remember that we're not socialists here, so we'll earn that money.
Yeah.
But,
Hey,
you know,
look.
if you want to give daddy a little something on the side, we'll take that.
Yes. Yes. That's so funny. But no, not anything too exciting. We're
Been getting after it in the weightlifting department.
Yeah,
Jeremy
dude.
joined
CrossFit, Lift CrossFit here in Reading.
Which, by the way, I don't formally know you, Marin, but I see that you like our stuff because of Jeremy and your relationship. So you're unofficially / officially our next guest.
Yes.
I'd love
Yes.
to chat with you more. We're obviously big into working out
Yeah.
and fitness, and
Lock
getting
that
you
in.
on the pod would be epic. So if you see this, let's commit to it and let's get you on.
Yeah. That's been cool. We just finished the CrossFit Open, which is like, I guess, the CrossFit Olympics, or it's the CrossFit Open. That's what it's called. So it's 3 weeks.
And is it essentially like a tryout to then do like the games?
No, I think it's like the upper level CrossFitters will do these workouts, and then whoever scores the highest goes on to something else.
Okay.
But it's a televised thing. It's on YouTube. Every week is sponsored by a different organization. The first week was sponsored by
You mean like your workout was on YouTube?
no. Like the CrossFit Open it's like a thing. People go and watch it.
Gotcha.
So like the first one was
But you
sponsored
guys
by
just do then the
yeah,
lifts that they're
CrossFit
doing.
prescribes a workout and they says, okay, it's the year 25.1. 25.1 is the workout, releases Thursday morning. Gyms have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for their the people that work out in their gym or their
Yeah.
box. That's what it's called.
Okay.
To come and do the workout, and you have to post your score by 5 p.m. for your score to count. And then obviously I didn't give a shit about my score. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do half the things.
I know, isn't it wild, dude?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Learning that.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of just went through it a little bit with jiu-jitsu, but like being a like total novice.
Well,
and
the
just,
thing
like,
that's funny-
feeling super inadequate. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know how to move my body that way.
No, and everything is hips in CrossFit.
Really?
It's all using your hips.
Yeah.
Like that's what Marin is telling me all the time. He's like, use your hips. You're using your arms. Use your hips.
Dang.
Use your hips. Like, use my hips. What are you talking about? Use my hips.
Just wants you thrusting.
Well, basically,
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyway, CrossFit Open was cool. We did them on Friday, and then after everybody does their workout, they had like a little party after.
Sick.
So everyone brought like,
That's the one the kids went to and
yeah.
stuff?
So
Okay.
Sarah and the kids came to the last one on Friday.
Dude, what's crazy
But
too
nothing hurts.
about it, and we were chatting, 'cause we haven't run in a while since I've been gone, but also I think that 1 10-mile that we did, was that like the first week you started CrossFit when you were like, it was like really hard for you to run that Saturday? I think
yeah, that was like
might
a
have
month
been.
ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Cause
don't
it
know.
would have been, yeah.
And my point in saying that
Yeah.
is you started and like, you're like, dude, I haven't like done these lifts and like, I never have.
Right.
And so now like this running is like way harder. And then just recently you started sending me more of your times. And you're like faster than you've ever been. So that's pretty
It's
sick.
weird, dude. I don't know if
crazy
it's like psychological or if lifting is a different kind of fatigue when you're doing it.
Yeah.
So when you're running, you're like, oh, I'm actually not tired.
Yeah.
I can actually push harder.
Well, not even, well,
Or
that
even
for
the
sure.
strength, can, but I mean, after a month, like
But
how could I
also
be
that,
strong?
I
I don't
mean,
know.
For sure there's that aspect that it might be improving your running, but I was more even just talking about like just your overall endurance is like your body has gotten used to this now.
Sure.
Whereas like originally you were dragging ass, not being able to really move your legs because you were so dead tired from that week's output.
Right.
Then now you're able to maintain and even run faster with still the same level of
fatigue and whatever. Yeah.
lift during the week. So that was pretty sick to see.
Garmin still thinks that I'm dead. Like my training readiness score this morning was 1.
Dude, that's
So,
well, how
I don't
about
get it.
how about last night? So yesterday after my run, my watch was at 1%. And I was like, oh, okay. I knew like I needed to charge it. So I didn't wear it to your house for dinner. I came home to plug it in. I plugged it in and it just went to 100 instantly. The second I plugged it in, it was at 100. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, Sip, did you plug in my watch? And she's like, no, which she never has. I don't know why she would. I'm like, how did this happen? And it was 100% at 1% because I was watching all week. I was like, when am I going to have to charge it? It's at like 10%.
yeah.
It's at like 9%.
Yeah.
After my run, it was at 1%. So I don't know if I don't know what happened, but it literally, and like right now it's at 100%. So gnarly. But anyways, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I just got back from Costa Mesa, back from the
Homeland.
homeland, kind of. Became the homeland in my early 20s, but Orange County. Yeah, dude, it was awesome. So we went back in October to pick up our car, but we were just there for like 3 days and like didn't really see
Didn't have time to do
anybody,
anything,
Didn't like really do anything. It was more like a get in and get out trip. And this time we just wanted to go down and like see some people and hang. It's been, I think like, dude, we've lived here 9 months. When we left, Georgia was like
tiny.
like nothing, just a little worm. And now she's like
Well, she was
running
never
amok.
little.
True. Thickness.
Yeah.
But now she's literally like running around and, teeth and the whole deal.
Boyfriend.
But
9 to 5.
so we went and we wanted to like just actually like chill. There was like a couple of different reasons why we chose now. But one, I had to do my taxes. But also one of my best friends, Kyle, was having a baby. So that was
crazy,
insane
dude.
that we got to
Congrats,
meet her.
dude.
That was amazing. So Kyle and Sarah Marie, shout out.
Now
to
you don't have to feel weird when you call him daddy.
baby Juliet. She's super cute. Came healthy. I think 7'5", 19 inches long.
Dang.
It was a trip, dude. Kyle and I, so we were always like friends throughout high school, but then we became like really close when we started working together at Bullock Russell. And so that was in like 2019. So, and then he moved into our apartment in Laguna, and then he left that apartment and stayed in Laguna just down the street. And he was there like it was all like happening right as we got married. And like, dude, we had our Christmas party for Bullock Russell, and I think it had to have been the Christmas party. That's when we told him that we were pregnant with Sunday, and he cried. We were like drunk and he like cried. It was so funny though. So we've like always given him a hard time for that. But he's just like super.
I cried too, Kyle.
Super sweet kid, but like so he's the oldest, and he has a younger brother that's just a few years younger. But they don't really have like a ton of like, well, it's only them, so there's no kids. He hasn't grown up around kids really.
Okay.
So he's like always been so clueless when it came to it. Like he was like scared to hold Sunday. It was like, and
That's funny because he's so good with Sunday.
yeah,
Like,
he's great.
always
And
been
he's
that
like
way.
learned to be like really good with them. And like he
Nice.
just really wanted to get married and have kids, and like so stoked that it happened now. And he's just, I'm like telling him like leading up, I'm like, dude, I cannot picture she's gonna push that baby out and you're gonna have no idea what to do. And luckily he's taken to it just like a champ. So they had the baby at Hogue. We got to go see her there. My parents obviously live right down the street. Went and brought him Daydream, and
Nice.
got to see him before they came home. So that
Is
worked
this a
out
Daydream
perfect.
shirt?
Yeah, like
sick.
snagged it while I was down there.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a cool one.
Shout out.
Yeah, our favorite coffee shop that is, this podcast is about uplifting small businesses, but
Most of
particularly
them.
here in Reading.
Yeah.
But Daydream, man, I will say they have gone downhill fast. It was so sick when it started, and this will lead me. This is kind of an overarching theme of our trip down there. It was so sick when they started, and unfortunately now, and I don't know what it is, if I'm just older and fucking grouchy, but it just seems like nobody's like sweet and like kind anymore. The people that originally worked there would talk to you, would know your name. I mean, we go there weekly.
Yeah.
We're not an everyday coffee people, but every week
Right.
go there. They would know who I am. I get a freaking iced coffee. So it's like iced coffee, sip a latte, like chat for a minute, like super cool. Now it's like all the chicks in there think they're like too cool. Don't make eye contact, screw up your order. The main girl that ran the kitchen that came up with all the menu, and she was like great, like their breakfast burritos, fantastic. She moved away. So now they have like other people doing it. It's still great. Yeah. The vibe is still cool, but like being back, I was like, dang, this is a bummer. Like they're just not as friendly. Now granted, we don't live there anymore.
Well, I think that's the big thing you notice, and I noticed it because we were going back to Costa Mesa 3 or 4 times a year when we first moved here. Yeah. Or more. And I remember with one of the first times we went back, because Daydream wasn't really a thing when we moved, I don't think.
No, I think they opened in 18.
Yeah, so it was right when we moved. Anyway, I just remember very quickly realizing that people in Orange County, Costa Mesa, didn't have the same level of kindness that the country folk of Reading do. And maybe it's just you realize I was probably the same. I'm friendlier than I was. Well, that's just choices, but being in Costa Mesa or in Orange County, you're like, wow, people down here are assholes,
dude.
It was like not everyone,
super
you notice it time. And it's not like everyone in Reading is the friendliest person ever, but I mean, you go into Evergreen or Theory and it's like, oh, hey, bro gets an iced coffee every single time he's here. Yeah. Most of the time it's already done. Like they see you walk in and it's like, here you go. Yeah.
Which goes such a long way in like running a business.
Sure.
And like, it's just how things, and that's like the part that's a bummer is because the people, the owners of Daydream, and like fairly similar with Abba, our favorite restaurant, like, dude, we felt so attached to the people at Abba. Yeah. Nick, the owner, like
he started during COVID, right?
No, right before.
Right before.
So it's like they launched right before. And then they took a major hit because of COVID. And like literally, dude, I like felt like almost responsible to like keep them like afloat. It was like I had no money, I had nothing. I'm like, we have to go to Abba like every week. Like we have to like keep this place open. Like my $50 is gonna do something.
You did it, bro.
I felt so attached to them, and it was our favorite restaurant. It was like our like honeymoon phase. It was like we found this place. It was awesome. We stumbled across it. We heard about it. We thought it was a coffee shop. We went there for coffee, and I see them like bringing out like French toast and stuff, and it was only breakfast. They didn't even have dinner yet. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, this looks delicious. I'm like, we got to come back here. Like, we had eaten breakfast already. Came back. Food was fantastic. But now it's like, it's the same type of thing. And I hate to be like there's like references of like, huge bands. Like, oh, I remember seeing them in the pool hall type thing. And now they're selling out MetLife Stadium. But it's like, ABBA wasn't really the quality, and I will say we just went and the quality was still fantastic.
Yeah, it hasn't fallen off.
It was still fantastic, but it has become such like a place now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just filled with freaking hot chicks and freaking dudes that are 25 years old, smoking cigarettes with mustaches and dressed cool. So it's just like, oh, you mean the people that are 35 and still trying to hold on? Like,
it's just a Seeger catalog.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and it's packed. It's slammed. And there's obviously not the same people that work there at the beginning. So like, it's not like and they can't be. And that's why I don't blame them. It's not like, it's just gotten too big now. So it's not like like friendly. Like Nick, the owner, used to be there every day, walk around, ask you how the food was, serve it to you himself. Now it's just, 18-year-old girls that drop off your food and don't chat, like whatever. But
you got a thing for guys named Nick, apparently.
Oh, Nick Bear too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it because it rhymes with dick?
Oh, come on, man.
Probably.
Kid show.
Never. I'll just bleep it. That's my new favorite thing to do is bleep things.
Dude, well, I feel like I'm going to be chatting so much because we're talking about the Costa Mesa, so I don't want to ramble. But you did mention, so I just want to say real quick, just about the friendly thing. And what's crazy is when we moved here, I was kind of like disappointed in the lack of friendliness, actually. Like I was kind of surprised. I was like, I felt like I've seen I have a couple of friends that have moved to like Idaho and Texas, and then our family that's gone to Tennessee, and like neighbors like bringing them like pie, and like people like the whole cul-de-sacs, like kids playing together, like doing everything together. Like, dude, my neighbors have never talked to me. Like never once come over to me, never once said anything. And I was kind of like, and I'm like, we still live in California,
right?
But it is so much different. But now going back, I was like, damn, there is a big difference. Like every day that we run on the trail here, every single person acknowledges you and says hello.
Yep.
Good morning, waves to you, acknowledges your presence. When I just did my big run on the weekend, you see so many more people. I saw a freaking 100. Not one person even looked up at me.
Right.
Like
River Trail down there on a Saturday is crazy.
Yeah, like, dude, I went all the way into Huntington Pier. So I'm passing and there's dudes cruising right by me. I'm like, you're going past people, like nobody says hi. Nobody said, and it's just like it's a totally different feel for sure. Yeah. And I didn't really notice that. I mean, I grew up in Orange County. But now being here, you can see for sure just the pace of life and just like people actually, I feel like there is like a different type of person for sure.
It's just different values or different, everyone's in a rush to be somewhere always. And here it's not always, there's that vibe some places, but Redding is slower.
And what's crazy too is it's like, dude, we're from Orange County. Like we're not talking about LA or New York. Like people from there would think Orange County is
Orange
slow.
County is what LA was 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
When you drive down Harbor or drive up Harbor or drive down Bristol, in Santa Ana to go to South Coast, traffic is overwhelming.
Yeah. I remember you saying that when you would like come down.
It honestly makes me dizzy. When I drive there at night, I get dizzy. I'm not even kidding.
You pussy, dude.
Whatever, bro. It is what it is. I remember when we came down for Justy's wedding, it was February.
Yeah.
We were driving to go to Baja Fish Tacos next to South Coast.
Wonderful.
And I remember leaving from your parents' house, driving past IKEA to Bristol to go. And I was just like, we turn onto Bristol and we're driving up, and the amount of cars and the flashing lights. We're at the corner where the Chick-fil-A and the In-N-Out are, and I was like, am I about to have a seizure right now?
Damn.
It was wild.
That's
and
funny.
that was, she got married in
Year?
Justice get married. 21, 22?
No. Charlie was born in 22. I think 20. Damn, was it 23? No, 22, I think.
Okay, so we had my point was we had lived here for a while.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things. It was like, this is fucked. I don't want to do this.
I know. I remember you saying like being here, like you get in your car and you're just like where you want to be. Mm-hmm. And that's so true, dude.
Unless you're you and you get lost.
True. I need GPS for everything. Yeah. But like, I didn't even think about the fact that I would drive 40 minutes to go to my office, 2-3 times a week. And like, I wouldn't even like consider that a drive, dude. I haven't driven 40 minutes. Well, now that I just went to Costa Mesa, but like, there's nothing here, I guess going to the mountains, but like nothing that you would just do. Everything is 10 or 15 minutes away.
But
like,
isn't that crazy to think about?
Going to your house is like far for us. And
Yeah.
it's 15 minutes at most.
No, my house is far. We're out there.
But like, that's so crazy to think about. Like everything is so spread. Like we get in the car to like drive to the Spectrum. Like that's like a quick drive in Orange County. But it's like Sunday's just like, where the hell are we going? Why are we on the freeway driving all the way down here? Like,
Jeez.
Like going to A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Try a chorizo burrito for the first time. Normally do the sausage. I've done, well, I'll do the steak sometimes. Or
I have never had anything else other than sausage breakfast, extra sausage from Ace.
There's no way that you haven't had a burger.
Never had a burger.
You've never had a burger?
Nope. Never ordered a burger.
Have you had somebody else's?
No.
Their burgers are good.
I know
dude.
they are. It's A's Burgers, but never had one.
Their burgers are good. You've had their
fried zucchini. Of course. I'm saying entree.
Yeah. Have you had their onion rings?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had their sides,
Yeah.
but I've never ordered something other than a sausage breakfast burrito with extra sausage.
Yeah, it was really good.
If you looked at my lifetime spending at Ace,
salsa bar.
That's a new addition. Good. That's like that was a post COVID thing. That didn't have that before.
Really?
Yeah, when I was going in high school, they did. No? That wasn't a thing. No, maybe they had just the ketchup bottles.
Maybe I'm getting it confused with Albert Tacos.
The fact that those two places are within walking distance of each other is crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely walking distance. I just always think of A's because of like where it is off the freeway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for sure. It's like 5 minutes away.
Yeah. So you did a big run in Costa Mesa. You did 16, right?
Yeah.
And then you engaged in all of the juiciness and
all
fun
festivities.
and festivities.
Yeah, dude, it was sick. Like, it's so funny too. Just like how like running and everything has just become like a lifestyle for us though. Like how it's just like I'm not training for anything right now, which also I'm starting to like lose my mind. I feel like I need to like sign up for
I'm gonna ask you what your
but like my mom's like, oh, how many, what are you doing for your run? Like how, I'm like, I'm going for 16. She's like, why? I'm like, well, it's just like for me though, and obviously we've discussed it, but for the listeners, like doing a long run on a Saturday, like getting up, and I was like very much looking forward to it in Costa Mesa.
Well, different change of scenery, like weather.
Yeah, everything. We were coming from rain here, and then it was like, it ended up raining the back half of our trip, but the weekend was like glorious down there. So I like wake up early, stretch out, go on a...
You start at 7 like normal?
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe even a few minutes before, because it's like,
Was it lighter there?
Just right there. I don't know, actually.
Because it's been dark.
Yeah. Yeah, the sun was out, but not dark fully. But like...
that was before daylight saving, so it wouldn't have mattered. Never mind.
It was the day before.
The day before, yeah.
So it's like... my parents live right next to the Santa Ana River Trail. So it's like just under a mile to get there. And then you're just cruising on that path straight to the beach, come out in Newport, go right and into Huntington. And like from it works out so good. Like there's so many good like mile markers for your runs.
Yeah.
Like door to beach is a 5 mile run. So you do that and back, that's your 10. And then door to pier is 8 miles. So that got me to 16. And then like to one of the bridges is a 2.5 to get you to 5. So
Bro,
it's like works so good. And we've done that for.
I just was remembering one of the
times.
first times we did like a long run on when I came down for Thanksgiving. This was like,
oh, are you talking
probably
about?
like-
I remember the first time I did a 5 mile
like
run.
6 or 7 years
And
ago we did
thinking how
one, and
far
we're
it
just
was.
like, that was so sick, bro. And I'm just like, 5, like, bitch,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, crazy, dude.
Or even just the year we did a 10 mile run on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that was so hard. It was so crazy. And it was like
Yeah, dude. I think the 10 mile that we did on Thanksgiving was like.
one of the first, that
Like-
was
like one of
before
the first
I had
long-
ever done a marathon.
Yeah.
So that was probably that was like 19 or
Yeah,
20 maybe.
crazy. But yeah, so I did it and I was just like hyped because of like being there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like
add a little extra
running.
pep in your step.
Yeah, I'm like running and I'm like, dude, I'm like able to like maintain this pace that I typically wouldn't. I'm like gonna be able to hold this, I think. So I was able to set a half marathon PR
Get that sea level boost.
while in the process of doing a 16. So that
Hell
was
yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
And then we got home and yeah, we got home, went to Daydream with the kids, then went over to the park in Newport right there, right on, we call it Beach Park, right across from Vacancy. Malia came and met us
Oh, nice.
and she's like pregnant and
Yeah.
just found out she's having a baby girl. So
Wow.
that was crazy. She lives in our old apartment. So we had fun stuff
so
to chat
cool.
about. And then went home, put the kids down for a nap. And then my buddy David came and picked me up. And
Shout out David.
that's when all the fun started. There was a fight night that night, or a pay-per-view that night. But he picked me up at like 1, drove down to his house, got in the golf cart and just went kind of bar hopping, just me and him. And then our cousin Caleb and Josiah came and met us. And then we watched the fights, which the fights actually sucked, but it was fun to be down there with the boys. And I brought him down some Americans and some nummies. So brought a little taste of Reading
Taste of Reading, dude.
to Orange County. They were all hyped on it. And dude, I didn't even tell you this. So while we were there that night, we tried a bottle of Blanton's that's like not distilled. He found
Distilled.
it's like pure, straight from the barrel, no water added. It's like 121.
So
proof.
it's like pretty cloudy and maybe has like some shit in it kind of a thing?
No, like
So it's filtered.
absolutely as strong as can be. It's not like, I think it's not like
120 proof?
121, I think, and normal is like 90 or something.
90.
So it's not, there's like no water added to it. It's straight from the like barrel or cast or whatever. So somebody that he knows, I can't remember who, is like a big
Yeah.
whiskey, like bourbon guy too, and like texted him and was like, hey, this is at Costco right now. Like run over there and get it.
At Costco?
And it was like normal price because they didn't like mark it up or whatever. It was like 80 something bucks. So he just stopped in the middle of work and went and got it. And so
And he only got
guy
one?
like told him, I can't remember, maybe he got multiple. Guy like told him how you're supposed to drink it. Like you can't, it's like neat only. And like, bro, it was super intense. It was actually very good, but it was so strong. Like, you know, he gave me like this much. You like put it on your lips at first, full like numb lips, like instantly.
How many beers had you had at that point?
All of the beers.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
So I was just
I had
curious
all
what-
of the beers and I honestly, I can't remember, not because of
No,
how
no,
hammered I was,
I'm not.
but
I'm not trying. No. I'm
No,
just
it's all
curious.
good.
No, I'm just
can't
curious.
remember if I had a normal Blanton's before that one.
Well, that was my next question.
I can't
is
remember if
if
that was
you-
I had
Yeah.
a normal Blanton's, but I think maybe we started with that so I could like experience how freaking gnarly it was.
Dang.
Yeah.
I had moonshine once at Parker.
Really?
Yeah, with my buddy.
At Parker?
At
not with
Parker, Arizona.
Okay.
With my buddy Ron and Sean Banks. Actually, we were at Parker for New Year's, and one of the old bros in the RV park was like, "You guys want to try some moonshine?" I was like, "Sure." I shit my brains out that night. Oh, it was so gnarly.
Yeah. Do you know if it was flavored?
It was not flavored.
There's a new Sundays become obsessed with Lainey Wilson. If you didn't notice her outfit last night.
I did not notice. I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, number one, you suck because she's like super famous. But number two, you haven't watched Yellowstone.
Nope.
So she's in Yellowstone.
Yeah. Did start a great movie last night with Josh Hartnett called Trap by Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan Ding Dong. Really good. We haven't finished it because Sis started. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Sarah started it at like 9:30, and I was like, "This movie's an hour and 40 minutes long. We're not gonna finish this. We got a bedtime. I got things to do."
Nice.
And but you got to watch it. It's really good.
Trap. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Lainey Wilson is she's a country singer, and somehow we came across it because we were listening to Hard Fought Hallelujah with Jelly Roll and Brandon Lake, and oftentimes we just watch like music videos on YouTube. So like the kids like love them and dance and do all that. And then like she came on with a song with Jelly Roll. So then in Sunday, like instantly was like obsessed with her. She's like really cute. And she always wears like bell bottoms and a cowboy hat. So Sunday like borrowed Sip's hat and then wore the bell bottoms and her cowboy boots. And she just like literally thinks she's Lainey Wilson.
That's so cute.
And she has a song called Watermelon Moonshine. And Sunday was like saying I'm going to butcher it, but something about like, Dad, play having watermelon under the moon shining or like something like that.
Sunday.
It was so cute. I was just like,
that's not what that means, but like, way to go, kid.
I was like, dang, you're the cutest. But it just reminded me of that. Dang. But yes, moonshine is gnarly, and so is this Blanton's. But it was fun. It was what needed to be had in a celebration when I haven't seen one of my best friends in 9 months, for sure. And that was super sick.
So you did that, and then
ate all the food. Yeah, all of the food was consumed.
So now you're back. What is your kind of weeks looking like, just training wise? We haven't really talked about that in a while. So
yeah, when we started this pod, it was a fitness pod. We were we were everybody's inspiration for average Joes. And now we haven't talked about it in a while, but that's because neither of us are training for a race. But yeah, just kind of maintaining. I just want to set some different like goals. And it's crazy too, what I've really noticed, and it's actually pretty sick, just like kind of the running community in a way, like, you know, as like lame as it is, but like when you post like your Garmin stats and stuff, like I have like people that are like DMing me that are like kind of just starting to run. Like I have a buddy that I went to high school with that was like a stud football player, and he's like getting into running, and it's just like crazy like how like difficult it is, you know, like he's like, dude, my like times are so bad, and like I can barely make it like this distance. Like when I started, I could barely do a mile, and like now he just did like a 9-mile run. He was like super stoked. And so I'm like kind of giving him some like pointers and stuff, but like coming just from a spot of like, remember like when we started, I had a buddy named Andrew that would like kind of tell us like what to eat before the race and kind of what paces to try and attain. But what I've like really noticed, and I don't think we've mentioned on here before, and we've talked about like running slower actually makes you faster, and keeping like working on your like, it's aerobic, like strength and your heart rate and stuff, and keeping, there's like different methods, but there's one called like the 180 method, and it's like 180 minus your age. That's the max your heart rate should be. So if you're, 180 minus 30 would be try and keep your heart rate on your runs at 150, or like they talk about like conversational pace, like being able to talk, which is great while running together, and we just like go side by side and are able to like chat, keep your heart rate low. And in doing that, like I was very, like I've said before on here, like I had no idea what I was doing. I'm fairly athletic, and I'm not like the biggest dude, so I don't have like a ton to like carry. So I was able to run, and most of my runs were anywhere from 8:30 to 9.
Yeah.
Depending on the distance, whatever, 9-minute mile, like 8:30 to 9-minute miles. And I kind of just like, I always knew like I could improve that, but I figured like I just had to get in better shape and run more and run more. And it was pretty consistent that that's just like what it was.
Yeah.
And I think in like learning to like go slow and like adding in different workouts, whether it's like doing some hill stuff or doing some tempo stuff where you're like running faster for a 2-minute stretch or, you know, doing some miles faster, some miles slower. Like I've seen that number come down, you know, fairly significantly in a short amount of time. So that's been like super encouraging.
Yeah.
So just trying to get faster and get.
So you think that's your goal right now, is to get faster?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I really, and it's so funny that all this stuff is just flowing. I am very inspired to try and qualify for like a Boston Marathon.
You could do it. Didn't you do that for when you just did Reading? You would have qualified.
No. I'm way off.
Oh, because of your age?
No, you have to be now. So the qualifying time, because people are just so like good at running now, it's like even fast. You had to be sub 3 hours. Now it's sub 2:55
for your age bracket.
I think.
Would be in the same one?
Probably.
Huh.
Yeah,
it's probably like.
Yeah, there are different, but it's pretty. Yeah, for mine, I know it's like 2:55, which would mean I would need to take like 40 minutes off my time.
2:55.
But, and why I'm saying this, and it's cool that I'm saying this on the pod, because I was just listening to Truett and Cam Hanes podcast.
Yeah.
And they were like talking about like speaking things out into existence, but they were also talking about, it was really cool. Cam was talking about how oftentimes people like will say that they're doing stuff or want to do things to like get acknowledgement from people. And then that is like the thing, assurance that they're getting, and like, oh, you're going to write a book? Yeah. That's amazing. Right. Is like enough of a dopamine high that they never write the book.
Right.
You know, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to write a book. And somebody's like, oh dude, that's so good. Like blah, blah. And then they never end up writing it because they're satisfied with the feedback that they got already.
Dang.
So in saying that I want to qualify for that, I ain't looking for any, good job things. Like I want to speak that out.
I'm not going to give that to you, so don't worry.
Want to do that. Yeah. So I feel like that's my goal. But I have to freaking sign up for more races. So I need to figure out.
Dude, what if we just do our own
marathon?
Yeah,
I don't like.
I'll be the support staff.
Well, first of all, that obviously doesn't count.
Why not? Oh, it does. Oh, because it has to be a yeah.
You have to
practice one.
Well, you could, but no. You got to do the real deal. So I got to figure out another one in a good time frame to do it. The one in May, the OC one, would have been perfect time considering I did one in January, but that's my buddy's bachelor party weekend.
Yeah, it'd be tough to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I feel like that moved. That hasn't been there for a month. I think I like that. I don't know. I feel like I have a good balance right now. And
which is kind of, you're doing like when you can because of the lift, 3 days running, 3 days lifting, right?
I'm running 6 days.
You're running on the days that you're doing CrossFit? Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah, because I'm doing 3-7-3-7-3 long run.
Oh, okay. So you'll do just a 3.
Yeah, I'll do a 3 like in the morning or outside, depends on time. And then I'll do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday I'll do 7, and then Saturday I'll usually do 10 or 12.
Okay.
Which has got me to 30 for the last month.
Dang.
So that's been cool.
Sick.
But yesterday I was just bored, so I was like, I'm gonna go run that hill, the Chemise Peak by my house. And that's what I sent you that I did. So I only ended up doing 5 yesterday.
Yeah.
But so I have to make those
elevation, though.
Yeah. So I have to make that up. But it's been good. I feel like I don't know if there was a race that we could sign up for. I don't know if I'd want to do it or not. I don't know if that would mess with my psyche right now. I feel like a good like I'm in a good headspace with running.
Yeah.
It's like giving me all the things I need it to. I feel like I'm progressing. I'm getting stronger, getting a little bit faster, and I'm enjoying it. Like it's, and I know it's not always going to be, there's going to be times where it sucks and don't want to do it. But, I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. Because there's that half next month.
Oh,
the rail trail one
nail
the
the
rail.
tail.
That's all. Nail
the rail.
Yeah. There's that one, but then I don't know.
I don't really want to pay $90 to run a half marathon.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Redwoods is still closed.
Yeah.
Still full.
That sucks.
I'm
sure we could find one though.
Yeah, we just have to travel for it. Like going to Nevada.
No, you think so?
Yeah, I think so. Probably. I don't know. Or go down into the Bay. I don't want to run a marathon in the Bay.
Yeah.
Come back gay or something. Anyway.
That's funny. No, yeah, I don't know. But I definitely need to get another one in this year.
Yeah. I got to figure out what I'm going to do because the boys have football on Saturdays now.
I know.
I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. Because
get up.
Well, no, because even if I...
Oh, well, you can't.
I have to be... Yeah, I have to be... We have to leave the house when I'm normally...
In the middle of your run.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, did you look at their schedule or all the games in the morning?
Yeah, either River is usually always at 9 and Finn's always at 10. Sometimes River's at 9 and Finn's at 11.
Okay.
So like River will be done for an hour before Finn has his game. So I'm considering... I'm considering moving my long run to Friday and then doing just a short run on Saturday morning before, but then that messes with CrossFit because I'm not going to go do a 12-mile run and go to CrossFit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. That's like it's not going to.
Yeah. I feel like for you though, you're better about like being able to like go in the afternoon. I don't like that, but you're fine with that. So you'll be done with the game.
And I just mean that this weekend specifically because it's Sarah's birthday and we're going to go shout out. Happy birthday.
Oh yeah. You're not running Saturday.
No, I have to.
You're not.
I have to.
Okay. Well, you better go at 5.
In the dark?
That's your only option.
I know, but I don't want to.
Yeah. So that means you're not.
No, I'm going to. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's
anyway.
But when are you say what you're doing. What are you doing on Saturday?
I'm going to take Sarah just to Chico for the day for her birthday. She's turned 39.
Wild.
She had an epiphany. I've known this cuz I'm good at math, but she thought we've been married for 15 years. I had this conversation.
Well, technically, you have been married for 15 years. She thought you were coming up on 15
She thought we were
years.
coming up on 15 years.
Yeah.
And
you're coming up on 16.
Said we were married for 16. And she's like, no, it's only been 15. Finn's 13. Like, how could it be 16? And so I did the math in front of her on my phone. And 2025 minus 2009 is 16. So this August, we'll have been married 16 years, which is effing insane that she hasn't put me in a box yet.
Dude, yeah, 16 years. That's all. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be 14.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll go to Chico for the day on Saturday after football. And then Sunday, Louis is going to get baptized at Bethel. And then Monday night, we'll do a birthday dinner for Sarah at your house. I don't know, probably do steak or something.
Nice.
And then I had said to Sarah what would be cool is after, if we put the kids all to bed, go out for a cocktail after dinner.
You go out with her?
All of us.
Oh.
All the siblings go out for a drink.
Cool. Just on Monday, you're saying? Nice. Yeah.
Even if it's just like quick, like go down. Squire Room will be open, which is a dope little spot that I've been wanting to take you guys to anyway.
Is it? What do you mean it will be open?
It's not always open. It's like sometimes it's closed, but it's supposed to be open. So it's a cool little vibey little spot. Nice. Go there for one drink and then everybody goes home, goes to bed.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But something to do. But
39. So that means that puts the pressure on you for a nice party next year.
I know. I don't know,
dude.
Well, the thing is too, it sucks. It doesn't suck, but wanting to take her on a trip for our anniversary and then her birthday, and it's like I feel like our big milestone weddings are also the same year as like milestone birthdays. It's like next year will be
You mean?
anniversaries. Yeah. So I just need
No, what do you mean? What's next year?
17. Well, I just meant 15.
Oh, 15.
15. I guess 15 we went to Bend. That was fun.
Yeah.
So, but I want to take her to like Mykonos or something.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean,
take her to Mykonos and get Freakonos.
dude, yeah. Well, first of all,
get Freaky and Minky.
You have
Minky?
still little
Minky?
kids.
My kids aren't that little, bro.
Well, Penny is.
Yeah.
And then
I'm at the point now, if I wanted to leave on vacation for an extended period of time,
For
like
sure.
I could do that and just have my kids.
yeah,
be there.
but like realistically, let's
Not
let's
gonna
have that
do that.
goal for 20.
20 years?
Yeah, for your 20 year.
But I mean,
anniversary.
the point for
Penny
her
will be
turning 40
whatever.
is like, I'm going to have to throw a party for 40.
Yeah, party.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
But also like taking her somewhere for her 40th birthday would be cool.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have to be Mykonos.
Why not? Freakonos and Mykonos. That's going to be the t-shirt. Stop. What are you doing, bro?
Could be anywhere, but the
Yeah. So anyway,
party would
that'll
be
be
sick.
fun. We'll do that this weekend. Your parents are coming up tomorrow. They'll be here, and always good when they're in town.
yeah.
And see what else. I think that's it.
Yeah. Nice. So next week we will be back for episode 18. I already did a public cry for our next guest. I don't know what you'd call it. But
Marin,
yeah,
you need to come on and show us how to use your hips, because
Nice.
that is what.
we're just gonna
we
have
need.
him sit right here with his shirt off, see if we can get more viewers.
He's just gonna sit here and deadlift the whole time,
Yeah.
sideways.
Where is he from again? Sweden? Switzerland?
Belgium. Sorry, bro, I don't know.
Belgium?
Belgium,
Really?
Brussels.
If he's from Belgium, I've been there.
Well, only
Either
reason I
way,
think-
he's a jacked European dude
Yep.
that we need to get on here because
Yeah.
I think obviously you're
Dude,
boys
he's
with
like-
him.
he's such-
and we would
he's
have
such a
lot
good
of
dude.
in
It's-
common.
Unbelievable how nice he is. I'm just like, why are you so nice? Also, why do you want to be my friend? Because I suck.
Yeah, you smell.
Yeah, dude, I do smell.
You're the
bro,
stinky kid in class.
Bro, after some of these workouts, I have to leave the gym ASAP because I
Yeah.
just smell. And normally on a run, it doesn't matter because I'm just going home to shower. But it's like, oh, like, what are you doing? Let's talk. I'm like, I don't want to talk. I need to get the hell out of here. I smell.
Yeah.
So
That's so funny. All right. Well, we will be back in your life next week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good weekend.
peace out.
Later.